Have you ever heard of someone who had worked so long with solving crimes and helping that they lost their mind? No? Well, then this might be a new one, since this story is revolving around a person who came across a crime while working as a dispatcher that made him lose his mind. My name is Pedro Serene. I worked as a dispatcher in the Sheriff's Department in Monterey in the state of California for almost 11 years now. Alongside me worked San Joshua, who had also been working there for 10 years. Working with the 911 dispatch center for all these years, we had experienced all kinds of calls, from where lives were being threatened to where just a small case of an emergency where help was needed. But that night, San had no idea that the calls he would receive were going to be his last ones. I was in the middle of a call myself when I heard his screaming, and as soon as I finished my call, I rushed over to him to check what was going on, when I found him curled up in a corner. The call was still connected, so I had to disconnect it myself. He then went unconscious, and after sending him off to a hospital, I turned to check the recording of the call he had received that night. Earlier that night, around 2 a.m. when he received a call, he answered it professionally, as he had been doing till now. 911, what's your emergency? Can you send some help? There was a slight pause before the voice of a female whispered in his ears. Ma'am, are you currently in danger? His tone was still relatively calm. Yes, was all she said in reply with a soft, calm voice, which was rather terrifying than it sounded. Can you tell me what kind of danger you are in? San asked while trying to maintain his professional tone. My ex, he's hunting me down, she said in a silent, calm voice. Is he in the house? After taking a hesitant pause, San asked. Yes. The calm in her voice gave him a terrible sinking feeling. We are sending a dispatch unit. Please try to remain hidden until then. He tried to assure her, but then the call disconnected all of a sudden. A team of officers was still sent to the location from where the call had been made. They reached within a time frame of 15 to 20 minutes, and as they stepped into the house, it was the state of chaos as almost all the things in the house were found broken, but no one else was found in the house. It seemed that the girl had somehow escaped, and the man must have chased after her. After searching the area for some time, the police didn't find anything. They went back to work. San told me about the girl, and it was not only him, but I was also disturbed about the whereabouts of the girl. About an hour later to the girl's call, San received another call which he received just like before. 911, what's your emergency? I think I stabbed my wife, he said in a spine-chilling, calm voice. You stabbed your wife? San asked, trying to remain his composure. Yes, I'm in the cemetery, he replied. But there was no regret or remorse in his wife. Is she bleeding heavily? Hold on, we are dispatching an ambulance on your way, sir. He started to sound disturbed by what he was hearing, but the response was rather haunting. Yes, she is. No, I think she is already gone. He said while laughing like an emotionless psychopath, which alarmed San. What do you mean she's gone? Is she dead? He asked, and this time he could not mask the panic in his voice. Yes, dude, I'm standing near her head, and no matter how many times I kick her, she just won't respond. He again laughed at the end of his sentence. A team of officers was immediately dispatched to his location, while Sam tried to remain calm during the call. His tone was rivaling even the most chilling portrayals of murderous psychopaths that are shown in movies. Can you check her pulse and breathing for me? He asked him, regaining some of his professionalism, while hoping he would still have some remorse left after what he had done. Yeah, I checked. She's gone. He again laughed like a maniac loudly after ending his sentence. Why did you stab her? San began to ask him the question he shouldn't have. She broke up with me to sleep with another man. So I went to her house and broke every damn thing while the wench tried to hide from me. But then I found her. She escaped to the cemetery. It was hard finding her and then stabbing her 21 times. He goes on to explain to San how he stabbed her each time while she struggled to get away and begged for her life, still laughing monstrously as if he was proud of what he had done. I could hear San's heavy breathing in a state of panic in the recording as the man was confessing a horrendous crime to him. Then all of a sudden, San started to get a panic attack and began screaming. Police had already reached the location by the time he had started screaming, and they found the girl's body in a horrible state to even look at. The man who identified himself as Paul was sitting next to the body while grinning his teeth as he stared at her. His shoes were soaked with the girl's blood and clumps of flesh, proving the fact that he had indeed kicked multiple times. He was immediately arrested on the spot. The girl was later identified as Brittany, and she was the same girl who called 911 earlier that night asking for help. The man confessed all of his crimes in a manner that sounded like he was feeling proud in doing so, and had no shred of remorse in his voice or actions. San was unconscious for 2 days straight, and when he did regain consciousness, he started screaming and panicking. He had experienced equally horrifying calls in the past than this one, but this one call was something that made him lose his mind as he could not handle the trauma. Even after getting discharged from the hospital and resigning from his position, San often suffered from panic attacks, but he's currently seeking medical help. I'm still working at my position in hopes of providing necessary help to the people who need it, and to prevent cases like Brittany's.